Hey guys, and welcome to today's question and answer video with the main topic, dreadlocks. I just got my new set of dreadlocks made a week ago. They are a week and 1 day old today. So because of them and because I've had dreadlocks before, I have received a ton of questions regarding dreadlocks, how to take care of them, and therefore I'm gonna answer as many as possible today in this video. I've just made myself a cup of chocolate milk in this mug that one of you guys sent me. It's so cute, I love it. First question is, will you show us how you wash, dry and maintain your dreadlocks? Also, how are dreads in the workplace perceived? I work in an office, so I'm hesitant to do mine. Okay, so first off, we're just gonna answer the wash and dry question. So I don't really know how many of you are interested in seeing my washing routine and how I dry them and stuff, but I'm gonna comment down below if you're interested, like asking. So if you are, please go down, like that comment and let me know what kind of questions you would like answered. As an example, if you're most interested in what shampoo I use, or yeah, everything. So comment down below in that comment if it is something you're interested in, and I will definitely make a video about it. The other question in this question is interesting because when it comes to workplace and how people in general see dreadlocks, this is very much an individual thing that depends on where you're from, because I have seen a lot of comments about how things are, as an example, in America. But here in Denmark, dreadlocks aren't really seen as a problem, and it's not really something that's gonna hold you back when it comes to work. Of course, maybe it will have an effect if you want to work, let's say, in a bank or somewhere that's really like strict and old school, in some way traditional and very serious. But dreadlocks are not really an issue here in Denmark, and it's not really looked down on as it might be somewhere else, as it might be in the US. At least that's what I've heard, that it can sometimes be a struggle having dreadlocks in America, but it's not really the same here. Therefore, it's really hard for me to say if it is something that you should worry about if you're considering dreadlocks, because it's very much an individual thing that will change from country to country. So it's something that you have to look into in the place that you are and consider it. Yeah. Do you use conditioner on your new dreads after you wash them? I got dreadlocks about 2 years ago and I didn't use conditioner until about 6 months ago, and it was an awful decision. I ended up brushing out my dreadlocks about 2 months ago because of how broken and damaged they were. I do not use conditioner as a typical conditioner when I take a shower, and I've never done that because you're not really supposed to do that when you have dreadlocks, because of residue, perfume, all of those shitty things that I put into conditioner. Instead, what I will recommend you to do when you have dreadlocks is to give your dreadlocks treatments, such as maybe some coconut oil treatments once in a while, both for your scalp and for everything else. But also there are a ton of oils specially made for dreadlocks that you can purchase. As an example, Dollylocks have one that's with the scent Nag Champa. I love it so much. I even used it when I did not have dreadlocks to moisture my hair. So I don't use conditioner when I shower, but instead I use oils afterwards. As an example, from Dollylocks, the Nag Champa one. I'm gonna leave links down below and everything in the description, guys, so that it's gonna be easy for you to find these products that I mentioned. But no conditioner. I would definitely not recommend that. Instead, use oils and do these natural treatments once in a while. How do you keep your dreadlocks in a round shape? I've had my dreadlocks for 7 months, but I've flat ones and can't seem to get them back to being round. So the best thing when it comes to keeping your dreadlocks round, and the most common thing to do, is to foam roll them. So when you've been taking a shower, you can, as an example, I actually have one here. because I just put it in today. But you can use an aloe vera, for example. That's also gonna moisture your dreadlocks. And when you put that in, it's kind of this creamy textured thing. You put that out in your hand, and then you take one dreadlock, and palm rolling is simply just to do like this, to like push your dreadlock in between your hands and palm roll. And that is gonna keep them in shape. If you use something like this, you're gonna moisture them. At the same time, you can also use oils when you're doing this, but it's gonna make sure that you keep them round. You put in all of the loose hair that is around the dreadlock. This is gonna be doing so many positive things for you, and it's so easy, so simple. You don't need any tools. It is like the easiest way to keep your dreadlocks around and tidy and looking good. And I recommend that you do that before they start losing shape, so that you do this once in a while. Personally, I don't have anything against dreadlocks that aren't completely round. Like the old set that I had, they were not the same thickness or the same shape all the way down. I loved that they were all individual, kind of with personality. But if you want to keep them round, make sure to do a lot of palm rolling before it turns bad. Yeah, that's my biggest advice. Is the pain of having dreadlocks in worth it? The first thing here, if your dreadlocks hurt, there is something wrong. Unless you just had them done, or unless you just had them fixed around the roots. Dreadlocks are not supposed to hurt. The only reason why it hurt the first couple of days after I got this new set of dreadlocks started is because Lisa, who helped me get them, she's been working very tight to my scalp, and you are pulling your hair from your scalp quite a lot in the process of making them like mine was made. So that is why my scalp is sore and tired, irritated, and it needs a couple of days to cool down. After this, after a week, there's nothing with my scalp whatsoever. It's completely fine. It was just the first couple of days where my scalp was very, very exhausted and sensitive from all of this work that has been put into it. But if your scalp is hurting you like on an everyday basic, it's not good. Then there's something wrong with your dreadlocks. Also, a lot of people have been commenting why I didn't freeform my dreadlocks this time, because that is not hurting your scalp or your hair as much at all. And that is also a process that you can consider. It's a lot longer process, but it's also a beautiful one, and that will be less hurtful and less damaging to your hair. So you can also look into that if that's what you like. Do dreads get greasy like normal undreaded hair, and how do you dread the hair that is growing near the roots? So dreadlocks is gonna be greasy just as normal human hair, like not really the hair though, but yeah, your scalp is of course producing the same kind of oils as it was before getting dreadlocks. So that's why you should wash your hair as you did before getting dreadlocks, because you're still having hair on your head, they're just dreaded. So, and also when it comes to the new growth up on the scalp, that is one of the things that I really loved about my old dreadlocks, because after like a couple of years, when your dreadlocks have matured, you don't really have to do a lot of work when it comes to new growth, because it will basically dread itself. So it's really, really easy. In the beginning, you're gonna have to work on your dreadlocks to take care of them and make sure that they're gonna mature in the right way, that they don't grow together, so that you're gonna get Congo dreadlocks. Like in the beginning, it can be a lot of work, but when they grow older, they actually pretty much take care of themselves, depending on what kind of journey you like. I loved that my dreadlocks just got to do kind of what they wanted to do, but of course it's also very individual what you want. But I will be doing videos on the matter when I need to fix mine. So just stay tuned on my channel, subscribe, and there will be video content about it. I do have some very old videos where I'm showing how I take care of new growth, but I don't really want to tell you guys about them, or like, I don't really want to put in a link because I think they're so old now that you shouldn't watch them, I think. How do you keep them separate? I had dreadlocks for a while but had to take them out after five dreads became one. Yeah, that is one of the biggest lessons that I learned having my first set of dreadlocks, because no one told me this before I got them. You have to make sure when your dreadlocks are young to pull them apart. So I would say every time you've been taking a shower, just like feel through your dreadlocks if some of them are starting to grow together. Because if you are making sure that they're not starting to grow together to begin with, then this is not going to be a real problem, because it will begin with just a couple of hairs and then it will get worse and worse. No one told me this when I had my first set of dreadlocks, so I had this big dreadlock with 3 dreadlocks that have turned into one, and that was just way too much. So make sure to, I would say every time you've been taking a shower, but you can see how quickly it goes in your hair, but just pull your dreadlocks apart up around the scalp so that they're not gonna grow together. Do you think you'll decide to do the rest of your head or add more dreads? You look beautiful, by the way. Thank you so much. Oh, that's a good question. I don't really know yet. I actually haven't made up my mind about it. A lot of people were like, you need to do more, but I actually really like having these partial dreadlocks. I might do 2 or 3 more rows in the back or like something like that, but I will keep all of my front hair loose like I had with my last set of dreadlocks, because I found out through time that that's how I prefer it. But it's all very individual, so whatever you prefer is whatever you want to do. But I think I'm gonna keep a lot of the loose hair, but might do a few more rows up here. I want dreadlocks, but I don't have money to get them done, so will they be good even if I do them myself without help, if I do research how to do them properly? Okay, so this is not something I know a lot about because I had help starting both of my sets. The main reason why I had help is because I think it's hard to segment, I don't know, to make the same, well, I can't find the right words. You know, I am not educated as a hairdresser or anything. I don't really know where the natural line goes in your hair, so I wouldn't know how to make a good healthy pattern to make the dreadlocks on my scalp. And that's actually the main reason why I would find it scary to do it myself. Second, it's very tough to work in the area here on the back of your head on your own, because you know it's like far behind you and you can't really see what you're doing. So because of several reasons, I would always suggest that you get help from someone. But you can definitely make dreadlocks yourself. You can definitely study up on this and do a lot of the work yourself, but I would always recommend that you get somebody to help you, a friend or your sister or your mother or someone, because it's gonna be a lot of work in the back and you will need help sectioning your hair. So I would always recommend help, but you can definitely do a lot of it on your own. Also, the last set that I had for 4.5 years. Normally, a lot of people go and get their dreadlocks maintained by somebody professional. I've never done that through the entire time I've had dreadlocks. So a lot of the things you can definitely do on your own. I just think starting out, it's very important to have help sectioning your hair and to do the ones on the back, because it's hard to see what you're doing on the back. But you can definitely do a lot of research and do most of it yourself if that's what you want. I can see that this video is turning like so long, so I think this will be part number 1. If you want me to do a second one, please comment down below. Also comment down below if you have more questions that I need to answer. I still have about 6 or 7 questions here on my computer that I did not make through, but I can just see that this video is getting really long and nobody's really watching a video that's 20 minutes long anyway. So I think I'm gonna cut it here. I hope that this helped some of you. I hope that it answered some of your questions. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you aren't for more dreadlock related videos in the future. And let me know in the comments if you want me to do a second video, and also let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video about how I wash my dreadlocks and dry them and maintain them, all those sorts of things. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you guys really soon. Bye guys.